Third step, total annihilation. That don't sound good at all, man. So this simulation right here reveals how a U.S.-Russian nuclear war will play out. With the war in Ukraine, Vladimir Putin has reminded Europe on more than one occasion that Russia is still a nuclear power. So that's what they want to let them know, that they still got power, right? All right, so in the Third World War, this warning brought back old fears about atomic warfare. What cities would be attacked in such a conflict, how many victims, and what would a nuclear war look like? So here you go. Here's the targets. We're going to run through this bad boy. All right, so Princeton's Global Security Program made a simulation in 2019 of how a thermonuclear confrontation between Russia and the United States would look. And the scenario would involve many countries in the conflict, mainly those where NATO has military bases. According to the Princeton simulation, Russia would attack first, let me get ready to take back, with approximately 300 nuclear warheads and short-range missiles, striking NATO bases and troops. NATO would respond and with around 180 warheads, my gracious, carried by aircraft over Russian objectives. Casualties, 2.6 million in the span of 3 hours. My God, let's pray that we don't face a daggone nuclear war. That's where I am right now. Like, we talking, I get it. Yeah, we breaking down how one would look. My prayer is that we don't get into it. But there's some out there, believe it or not, who see great financial benefit in war. That means losing people. And I can never see the benefit in losing people. People are the benefit. You know what I mean? All right, so second strike, 3.4 million casualties in the second strike. With Europe in the ruins, NATO launches 600 warheads from U.S. soil and submarine-based missiles aimed at Russian nuclear forces. Russia counterattacks with missiles launched from silos. Oh my God. Submarines and road mobile vehicles. This conflict continuation would last only 45 minutes and have a toll of up to 3.4 million victims. Are you freaking kidding me? So for all the people out here who run things, the Black Rocks, the Vanguards, all the JP Morgan, and name whatever company you want to name, all right, who are so locked in with their investments and they just look at people as numbers, cut that out, please, man. This stuff right here is real. A lot of people's lives are going to be destroyed from this. And what is this all over for anyway? All right. I mean, look, I don't run a country or anything like that. So I'm just going to mind my business. But I'm just saying, my 2 pennies is we shouldn't have to have 3.4 million casualties for whatever they're going through. All right. So here's the next one. Third step, total annihilation. That don't sound good at all, man. NATO and Russia, following the scenario elaborated by Princeton University, will launch attacks on important economic and population centers to hamper the other side's recovery. Well, that just makes sense if you're in war. 5 to 10 nuclear warheads will be used for each city. Thermonuclear warfare will kill 85.3 million people in 45 minutes. 85.3 million people in 45 minutes. You can play that back yourself. I'm not going to repeat it, man, but that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts, man. For what? Let me just... Here I am with the for whats. I'm sure people can name a whole bunch of for whats. For the oil, for the people to be, what? Nobody's going to survive. What the hell, man? Nobody wants to be in anything like that. That's crazy. 85.3 million people dying in 45 minutes? Come on, man. Sheesh. This simulation reveals, this is still it. So the death toll will be 34.1 million. The study estimates that in total, a nuclear war would immediately affect 91.5 million people, which would cause 34.1 million deaths and 57.4 million wounded within the first 4 or 5 hours. looking like Gotham City. The daggone country gonna be looking like damn Gotham City, whoever's in the warfare. Listen, I don't care how many nucleus. If we got one nuke, they got two, because apparently they got more than the United States. That's crazy, man. That is nuts. All right, so here's the other part. So repeating Hiroshima, the landscape after the conflict would be something like that. Hiroshima in 1945, when an atomic bomb dropped by the U.S., leveled an entire city. Over 800,000 people died and some 70,000 were wounded. God dang! Those affected by radiation would raise the death toll over the following years. Oh my gracious, man. So they leave you with something that kills you once and then kills you twice and then kills you 3 times. They go for your generation, man. That's crazy. Strike first, strike hard. The Princeton University simulation started off from the idea that in a conflict between Russia and the United States, Moscow would strike with nuclear weapons first. Do y'all hear that? This is studied, man. I know it's not exactly what's happening, but it's studied. We already know what's popping over there. And what's the dude name that's going up against Putin right now that's over there? He was his #1 henchman, his #1 supporter and all this other stuff. Now he's going up against them. They trying to kill each other right now. And if they kill Putin, apparently this dude is twice worse than Putin. Oh my gracious. He used to be his daggone cook. All right, so either way, the result is the same. If the United States is the first to start a nuclear strike, the result will be more or less the same. The scenario presented is based on how the NATO defense strategy is thought out in case of Russian aggression. And y'all, man, I ain't got no faith in this dude. I'm be dead serious with y'all, man. I'm not saying this because a big group of the people who follow our channel are conservatives. I'm saying that because I do not have any faith in this guy or his administration, period. And it's not about how old he is and the fact that he can't speak in front of a microphone for 3 minutes without saying something stupid. But he has a right to do that, man. Everybody's not as smart as the next person. But at the end of the day, man, if you're the president, you need to be on top of your game, and you need not be a puppet. You need to make some policies of your own, be able to communicate those policies and not run from smoke when you have other people who want to debate you and get the best and pull the best out of you for your country. But it seems like he has sold out, bro. And I know. All right, so a clockwork war. There really isn't much that can be done during a nuclear war. Everything is programmed and there's virtually no time to stop Armageddon. Also known as MAD, the fragile principle that held together peace during the Cold War between the United States and Russia was mutual assured destruction. Also known as MAD, mutual assured destruction. The idea was that no side would dare to push the button since nobody would win. That makes sense. But it gets to a point where some people just love war and death. And that guy that's second in line behind Putin right now, OMG, he's one of them people that just love death. Let's honor our fallen soldiers again today, another 500 tomorrow. They were such heroes. Let's go and honor 1,500 more tomorrow. Come on, who else want to come die for us? Who want to die for the motherland or Mother Russia or whatever they call it? This one's in 1 + 1 = 0. The phrase is attributed to a nuclear scientist, John von Neumann. Wow, that's a cool name. Seeing here receiving the Freedom Medal from President Eisenhower in 1956. The German-born scientist translated the idea into mathematics, a mathematic term as 1 + 1 = 0. Yeah. So let's just not beef. We're not going to fight. Let's just talk tough and not do anything. We've gone through the whole thing, basically, pretty much. And I honestly see no point in going through the rest, because if they ever go through it, guess what's going to happen, baby? We all lose. So start getting into your love bag if you haven't been in a long time. Start loving on people. Start enjoying your family and those who care about you. more and more each day. Start to, give God more thanks for just blessing you and your family with grace and mercy. Stop being so unforgiving. Start getting back on track to being able to, if there is a heaven beyond this place, if there is a place beyond this place that's better than this place and you want to go, just start lining those things up. If you only want to have peace in this life, line those things up. You still got to do certain things in order to have peace in this life. In order to have peace in this life, you have to start forgiving people. You got to start caring more about other people, even if they don't have the same ideology or way of thinking as you. All right. Although you can still teach them, you can still love on them, but teach them. Ain't that how we do our families? Like with our families, we're very honest, especially with the kids. Our children, we brutally honest. We don't talk to anybody like we talk to our kids, only because we got to protect them. We got to make sure we lead them the right way. And we know the only way to do that is the straight way. Like we got to get straight to it. And we do that with our kids. And we show, most of us, the good ones, the good parents, show agape love. You know what I mean? Unconditional. So that's what we got to do with one another, man. The same way we do our children, show unconditional love, we got to do that with each other. And we can't force our ideology on anybody. Ain't that what y'all don't like about some groups or some people who just, whatever's happening inside of their own homes, they now want to extend it. They want to forcibly extend it to the city and state and the rest of the country and make you eat or make you poop what they eat. You know what I mean? That's the same thing. This is crazy, man. Let's just pray for there not to be another daggone world war. We don't need that. I don't care how much economists say war is good for the community, it's good for the economy. Not if there's nobody left to enjoy the damn economy that it's good for. But some people probably want to start a new war a new world and gamble with being one of the first or one of the only ones left to start everything from scratch.